boundaries exist everywhere in nature. Boundaries exist in the borders of countries. We have boundaries at the front door of our own home. We have boundaries in our physical body, and our immune system will respond if something crosses that boundary. But we also have physical boundaries and emotional boundaries. And when someone violates our boundaries, it impacts us. We feel it. A boundary violation may be what someone says to us. They say something which is cruel, or they're gaslighting us, or they're trying to hurt us in some way. Someone may cross a boundary because they're pressuring us to do things we don't want to do, or they're not listening or respecting our no. A boundary violation may be someone being too much in our physical space in a way that doesn't feel comfortable for us. Now, ultimately, in our lives, we teach people how to treat us. If we've consistently had poor boundaries with other people, then we may have a bunch of relationship dynamics that are toxic, that are not in our best interest. And so part of our healing journey, part of our self-care, is redrawing those boundaries to make sure that we have those boundary lines in a healthy place and in a place that's going to support us. We then have to learn how to teach people to respect those boundaries. One way I like to think about it is to really say yes to ourselves. We have to learn to say no to other people. Now, if we've grown up learning to be a people pleaser, maybe we even have what's called a fawning trauma response, where we ignore all of our needs to try and take care of the other person in the hope that they're going to take care of us. We may have to go on a journey to learn how to recognize where we need boundaries and to really put healthy boundaries in place. Now, sometimes what happens is, if the boundary has been too far this way, and we need to expand to have more space around us to put that boundary in place, sometimes we don't know exactly where the new edge is going to be. To mix my metaphor slightly, it's a little bit like having a pendulum that may need to overswing in a new direction to find the point of balance. So go gently with yourself, recognize that you're learning, you're figuring out how to do this, and that is okay. The next thing is to clearly define, what does that boundary need to be? What is the thing that we need to change? What is the behavior we need to give an edge to for the other person? What's the thing that needs to be different? To clearly define it and state it. Then we need to practice putting that boundary into action. Now, the first time and the first few times we do this can feel very unfamiliar. And often what we do is we conflate unfamiliar with being scary or being bad. But it's possible for something to be unfamiliar, but also to be good, to be positive. We just need to have the courage to take that step. If we've clearly defined we need the boundary, we go gently with ourselves, and then we take that step. If the people around us cannot respect us and respect our boundaries, there's probably an even bigger boundary we now need to give them. This is a journey. We learn by doing. Go gently with yourself, but recognize you deserve to be treated in a way which is kind and respectful, and you deserve to have your needs met. To learn more about healthy boundaries and how to put them in place, do check out my book, It's Not Your Fault: Why Childhood Trauma Shapes You and How to Break Free, for a map of how childhood trauma can impact our boundaries or lack of boundaries, and a roadmap for how to heal and how to create change. And do let me know in the comments below this video, what's helped you put healthy boundaries in place, and what's been your experience of doing that. I hope this has been helpful. Thank you for watching.